Info. As always, your purveyor, I am Jude Omamegbe. So let's get straight into a very contentious and yet very interesting, and some would even say long overdue conversation. You see, commercial drivers plying roads in Oyigbo local government area and River State have cried out to the impact of the deplorable state of roads in the LGA having on their vehicles. Now, the chairman of the River State chapter of the Commercial Drivers Welfare Association, Chris Ezeali, made this known when he led members of the union to a protest. Ezeali lamented that the Umudumik Junction, popularly known as Mbanu Junction, along the Old Aba Road, has damaged many commercial vehicles. And let's be honest, let's add also private vehicles, because it's not like it's only commercial vehicles that apply that route. Now, he goes on to say that if the state government fails to repair the road before the rainy season, well, commercial drivers will stop paying taxes. Really? They plan on doing that? Well, let's take a listen to that. I do believe we have that insert here. Where's that? Okay, all right. All right. Okay, let's get it up. Where are you? Aha. Okay. All right. See.
As a transporters in River State, it is our right to demand for good roads. We are calling the state government to come to our rescue. We know what we encountered here in the last rainy season. Don't want to encounter it any longer. If there is no urgent attention on this road, we might withdraw complying in our tax, which we are paying to the River State Board of Internal Revenue. This is our simple demand. We don't know if Oyigbo is no longer part of River State. Oyigbo has been neglected.
Oyigbo has been neglected. Now, he's not the first, and they won't be the first group to say, you know what, we would not pay money to the government until this particular issue is resolved. Allow me, if I may, to cast your minds, particularly for some of you who probably haven't heard about this, to a certain Rosa Louise Macaulay Parks. Now, she was an American civil rights activist known for her refusal to move from her seat in Montgomery, Alabama, in defiance of Jim Crow racial segregation laws. And in 1955, that year in particular, sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, which eventually led to the government then to remove the segregation on buses. That was a form of withholding, well, without saying it that way, withholding tax. Because the buses, you come on the bus, you must pay. And interestingly, for all of the Jim Crow racial segregation divide, they couldn't come to grasp that the minority, the African Americans, the blacks, would willingly suffer and not get to their work. The jobs that were already not paying them very well, they were willing to walk. They organized black people who had vehicles, who had trucks, to help carry their neighbors to and from work every day, because they resisted paying that levy, because they wanted to be treated like human beings. My question, jolly good Rivers people, this morning is this: would that same tax resistance happen, or could it lead to something better for the residents of Oyigbo and by extension all Rivers people?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
017-923-0002, 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0007. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and X at Nigeria Info PH. Tax resistance is our conversation starter this Monday morning. 92.3, good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Good morning.
Good morning, please.
Morning. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you,
Good morning.
please. Yes.
I'm calling you from Mundru.
Go on, please.
I live in Oyibo,
Okay.
around the Omamegbe. So I'm just in town to do some things, then I'll go back. You know, at times I wonder if this part of our state is among is in River State. Because as you're coming from Aba, maybe you don't know where I'm talking, as you're coming from Aba, the first junction by your right, that road, you can't, that road is not, in fact, well, let's say it's deplorable. I don't know how we, baddest English use for this thing now. That road is not good. Now, the second junction again, that leads to Shell, that road is also not good. Even internal road there. What have we done to River State government?
Fine, but the question, madam, is this: if the commercial drivers say they are not going to pay tax to the government, do you think that will motivate the government to fix the road?
Yes, now they will know that we are serious, because if you keep paying tax and they are not doing anything, what is the tax meant for? The tax money, what's it meant for? It's not to develop the area. No road. Maybe one day just come and see things for yourself.
Oh, we know the road very well. We do know the road. Thank you very much. We do know the road. You cannot be in River State and you haven't gone through that road if you're going to Aba at all. But she asks a question: what about all the taxes they've been paying all these years, both direct and indirect? Now, this is obviously a registered group talking about drivers' welfare. The drivers, they pay some form of taxation to the police, they pay to the community. You know, everybody seems to be collecting money from drivers. So is it possible for these drivers to say, you know what, we will not pay this tax? They resist. They don't say they don't like the taxes, but they will not pay. Would that affect change? We'll find out when we come back. Nine 27 a.m. Good morning to you. Some people have just left Oyibo. Some people are on their way, into Port Harcourt. Some people going to Aba, to do some business, and then they're going to come back to Oyibo. Now, the Oyibo LGA dilemma has been going on I'd say, a decade and a half, if not more. Many over the years, anticipated that Oyibo was going to be the next big thing in River State. And so they went, with their life savings, bought plots of land, developed it, put buildings, 2 stories, sometimes 6 apartments, in one block, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, Oyibo, 1 bedroom, expecting that government presence was going to come, roads were going to expand, infrastructure was going to be, made available, and then boom, a new Port Harcourt city. But that has not materialized. Sadly, it hasn't. What in its stead has now become the forgotten child, according to some, in this context. Because almost every time we have a similar conversation like this, you hear, are we part of River State? What have we done to River State government? Why are they not taking us seriously? Who are the witches and wizards that are operating in Obiako and that they have refused to allow Oyigbo local government to collect good money and do things in their economy in the place? You hear all of these. But now the commercial drivers are saying, you know what, we pay taxes. So why can't we see the fruit of these taxes? 2021, complaint. 2022, complaint. 2012, complaint. So much so that the landlords in Oyigbo, obviously almost everywhere these days has a landlord association, they contribute, they levy themselves, so that they can, buy sand, buy a laterite, get a grader. We heard in some parts, Arabia in particular, the landlords there had to even pay a grader to come through and grade their roads so that their property or properties, because some people had more than one plot there, wouldn't lay fallow. To put this in context, ladies and gentlemen, now the average landlord in Oyigbo has seen a dip in the value of not just the plot of land there, but also of the property. So you've had people, who used to rent 2 or 3 bedroom apartments in Oyigbo move out. In some cases, an entire apartment complex is fallow. The last I heard, from a very trusted source, 6 out of his 8 apartments were vacant, and they have been vacant for over a year, meaning he wasn't making any money at all. Even if it was 10,000 naira a month somebody was paying him, that money was not coming. Why? The roads were terrible. But yet he would have to drive his car to and fro work almost every other day. The people who were around there, who, for the lack of a better word, can't afford to come into Port Harcourt and stay, would transfer that cost to the taxi drivers, to the keke, to the minibus drivers, aka keke bus drivers. Oyigbo has interestingly seen an increase in the cost of transportation, unlike any other place in River State. Yes, the cost of transportation, over the years, particularly in lieu of the cost of petrol, has increased. But you see, Oyigbo is a very special case. So the commercial drivers are saying, you know what, it's like, this thing is coming too much. We suffered. We went through hell last rainy season. So much so that we have now decided we are going to go on a protest. And if this government doesn't take heed to our cries, we would stop paying taxes. Not like we don't like taxes, but we would stop. Would that help? Do you think so?
We are paying our tax as a transporters in River State. It is our right to demand for good roads. We are calling the state government to come to our rescue. We know what we encountered here in the last rainy season. Don't want to encounter it any longer. If there is no urgent attention on this road, we might withdraw complying in our tax, which we are paying to the River State Board of Internal Revenue. This is our simple demand. We don't know if Oyigbo is no longer part of River State. Oyigbo has been neglected.
Has been neglected. How many times have you heard that? So, would a tax resistance spur the local government and the state government, and some would even say the federal government, to do something right by the people in that area?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
017 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0007. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you'll find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. Then please do send us a message on the WhatsApp platform. The number is 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. 92.3, good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Hello, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome, sir.
Mecca speaking from Asaba.
Welcome,
Asaba. It's very, 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 very possible for them to stop paying tax. Jude, the day most Nigerians start doing the needful, that is the day Nigerian prayer will start to work. If not, Nigerian prayer is a deceit. Thank you so much.
Interesting. All right. So it's very possible for them to resist the taxation. All right. WhatsApp 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. Okay. All right. This one says, I really have to beg the question, what exactly is the challenge in fixing roads around that particular LGA? We've heard this complaint several times. I do not want to believe that every single time that people come out to make complaints, the government just hears and goes to sleep. Is it that the allocations are not enough, or is it that the allocations come, but somebody is putting it in their back pocket? Amamo, this question you just asked now, I don't know the answer. Let me put my hand up immediately. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But the people, sometimes I think I share or I empathize with the lady caller who says, look, you need to come and see for yourself. Sometimes when people make certain comments about an area that you are not resident in or you haven't, traveled to, you may think maybe it's been blown out of, proportions. You may think it's been overly exaggerated, But yeah, I can understand how and why they are vexed. So maybe, just maybe. 92.3, good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Yeah, hello, Jude.
Good morning.
Mecca back online.
Oh, wow.
Jude, next election, they will still vote the same people they voted as councillors. The same people they voted as chairman of that Oyimbo local government area. And the same people they voted as state legislators. Mr. Jude, Nigerians need total reorientation before our deceitful prayer will start to work. People call it Ebere Aroruan. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. 92.3, hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jude.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Francis. I'm calling you from Port Harcourt.
Welcome, Francis.
Mr. Jude, by the special grace of God, I'm an e-hailing driver. There are some particular spots they will book a ride and tell you to come and pick them. You will never dare and go to Yibo. If you check the places like Omamegbe 4, places like that Shell location,
yeah,
places like all those come side, there are some places that can link you to Aba, all those sides. That place, I don't even know, my village is even better than that side.
Do some e-hailing drivers actually go there? Why
Yes.
Really?
We do go there, yes. That's our job. There was a day a lady came back 1 a.m. and told me that she's going to that Omamegbe 4 by that pipeline road. I told the lady I can never dare to take my car down there. And I was the only one at that night about that particular time.
Oh.
And the woman coming back stranded with big load and everything.
Oh, wow.
I was just pitying her. But humanity can never allow me to leave her there. And I asked her, how much? She was just begging me, how much will you take me down there? Jude, out of compassion, I said, let me read it. Coming back from shared location, to where I worked more than what I collected from that woman in dropping her that night. That road is a mess. I didn't even know whether you be part of this Nigeria.
Nigeria care, not even River State.
I'm telling you. Only for what local government they don't have road, but they are the one of the urban center. They follow you to Port Harcourt now. It's one of the worst areas. Now I'm asking myself, why are the international? Why are they there?
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Now that the commercial drivers, right, are stating that or claiming that, look, we will protest, and if it's not fixed by, I think it's April or is it March of 2026, they would stop paying taxes to the government. Do you think if they actually stop paying taxes to the government would be moved to fix those roads?
It might. I use the word might. In the sense that the internally generated revenue that are supposed to be approved to the local government and the state will be reduced. But without totally hold government to ransom, the answer is no.
Why?
There are some other ways that they can hold government to ransom. Now, the local government chairman that is ruling that particular place there, what is his job? Go to internal. Jude, that only for local government generated more than 1 billion naira every month. What are they doing with the money? How much is your staff strength? How much are they doing? They can live wrong. When last did you visit Oyibo, Mr. Jude?
I'd say about last year.
Last year. Going now, Oyibo is in a mess. That new road they just constructed. Garbage everywhere. No way disposal truck to even carry those waste that are being up on the highway.
So that's another problem. I have to admit that coming from Oil Mill Junction, trying to get to Oyibo, I did see that new road. I did see the trash everywhere. You have a point. I cannot deny that. I can't deny that.
Okay. Now, how much will it take the local government administration to contact the waste disposal to be evacuating those waste? Why is it that we cannot own our leaders to accountability? Now, is that internal road? Is it a state government project? The answer is no. It's a local government project. The government is as good as they are the closest people to the people. They are really government to the people. How come they are not working those roads? And we are the ones celebrating this mediocrity, praising them when they are doing nothing. When it is known, we can make them go to him because it is a dry season. But when it rains, they dare not go to him. So go and do what? Mr. Jude, that's a long way to go. Thank you. God bless you.
All right, we have a long way to go. He says that it's very possible that the tax resistance may effect some change, but the government has other ways to raise money from other sources without collecting the taxes from the commercial drivers. It may dent the wallet, but it may not affect them so much to say, okay, let's go and do it. Do you agree? Once again, let's be reminded, it's not the first time in history that tax resistance has occurred. Throughout history, you've had groups who have, hold out, not just in, not generation, I beg your pardon, not just in this century, but in the previous centuries, and said, government, if you don't do this, I'm sorry, there's no reason for us to pay taxes. 92.3, hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Jude.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, my name is Stephen, calling from Port Harcourt.
Welcome.
I think for me, I'm in total support of the tax boycott. You understand? But it shouldn't. For me, it should go beyond that. You understand? We should hold our politicians, our leaders, responsible. Recently, there was a thank you visit in that local government. Am I correct? There was a thank you.
It wasn't a chair.
All the political stakeholders from that Oyibo extraction that belongs to whichever camp, they were on that thank you visit. did they at any point cry out to whoever that please, this is what our people are going through. We need your support. We need you to come and help us. If he's talking to the state government or federal government or local government to please do something, nobody said that. Now he's not taking transport workers to come out and cry that please, if you don't fix our road, we're going to boycott paying our taxes. But tomorrow, if any political leader is going to that local government, you will see them mobilizing youth, crowd, women, men to come and cheer such persons. So who is fooling who here? You understand? There are avenues where they have a local government chairman. I think one of the party chairmen for the state belongs to that. I don't want to call his name, but he's from that local government. He was there when they did their thank you visit. They were busy saying all that does not matter. Sorry, all that does not matter. They have internal road problem. That Omamegbe road that last caller mentioned, man, that road is a death trap. That is the road that takes you to Eche. That road is a death trap. You dare not go to that road. And this road, they know about this road. They cannot say it. They cannot mention it. They are busy. They are busy talking about politics, loyalty to this person, loyalty to that. To me, if these things are not in place, then what is the sense of the loyalty? What are you benefiting out of the loyalty to anybody? So
do you think that the tax resistance is a welcome call by these commercial drivers, no less?
See, Mr. Jude, for me, it is 1,000% a welcome call. 1,000%. Maybe by them boycotting this tax, not just to the local government, to all those local agencies, because you have lots of non-government what are they called? Non-government agencies that are collecting taxes from all those non-government factors. What do they call them? They are collecting taxes. You hear a local government tax. This one tax, that one tax. They should boycott all those taxes. Everything that has to do with taxes, all the Agbero, they should stop, because some of those taxes they pay to Agbero goes to the local government, goes to some of the chiefs. They should boycott everything, not just the one that comes to the state. Everything that has to do with tax, ticketing, whatever you call it.
Okay.
Keke pays tickets, barrow pushers pay tickets.
Wait! Even the wheelbarrow pushers in that area still have to pay something to somebody.
They have to pay. Now, those of them in the market pushing barrows, do you think it's free? They pay something to somebody. They pay to somebody. Like even those traders you see that share their market on the road to sell during evening market, they pay to somebody. So where are this money going to? They should, but not just the transport workers, both marketers, everybody, all the residents of Obibo, those doing business in Obibo, shop owners, everybody should boycott tax. Boycott paying any penny to anybody. And let's see what's going to happen if the government will not wake up and do something about it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Very strong words this morning. Now, Jude, let's make a clarification. I'm going to the message portals now. I need to read some messages. Let's make a clarification, please. Oyigbo and Omamegbe are not the same places. People often talk about them as the same. That is why Omamegbe is silent. Omamegbe is 1 million times worse, than Oyigbo. Omamegbe has not one good road. That's Don Dada from Omamegbe. Wow. That's heavy. 1 million times? The call by the Commercial Drivers Welfare Association is very valid and commendable. It's been over 5 years since my first visit to Oyigbo, and that particular Mbano junction has been in a very deplorable state. If there is a worse English I can think right now just to replace deplorable with it, to be honest, the government should help them fix that road, please. There are a few other roads too in that Oyigbo in similar condition, but let's just talk about this Mbano junction for now. Victor from Oyigbo. Victor, thank you very much. Jude, Omamegbe 4 is hell when rain is falling. You can't dare enter Okada. For vehicles to enter, it is forbidden, yet we have a chairman there. I regret visiting here. That's the truth. Omamegbe 4. And they're saying, wow. Where's our message? Don Dada. Don Dada said Omamegbe is 1 million times worse than Oyigbo. Okay.